We're gonna add turn. Well, what?
Wait for it.
Like I just added a turn and it disappeared.
Okay. Do
Okay.
it again.
I'm not gonna worry about where it's at the moment because that's the lesser issue. But we are going to give it a 7, and we're gonna make Zach a 6. Perfect.
Why do I only get 7? What?
Well, there's not really an initiative. I'm just like whoever is
okay.
is first here.
Not
All right,
fair.
but Zach,
Whoever's idea it was to explore this.
you
Wow.
You're running away on the beach. You look back, and the crabs have kind of made it to the sand, and they go off into the woods.
Thank goodness.
It's gonna
Guys.
overrun population of lizard things over there.
Guys, the crabs are running into the woods.
Perception checks for all of you to see if you hear him.
I'm yelling to them, guys, they're running into the
So
woods.
James hears crabs running into the woods. Do you think that's your dinner crabs or other crabs, since you have no idea?
What the hell's going on out there? What the hell?
But we're here, so whatever's going on out there is not our business.
Crabs in the woods? Why is
Apparently.
that relevant?
Yeah, well.
Who knows
I
at
guess
this
we'll
point?
find out when we get out.
All right. Back to James and Alex. So, Alex, you have made handholds in the wall for at least yourself. Are you going to continue to make them for him?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another carpentry check. Oh yes, you are able to make handholds enough to either go up or down, as well as handholds for him.
They start humming and while I do it.
You possibly start humming, but are you going up or down? Hmm?
Probably down.
Yeah. Okay. You're kind of approaching the teal light.
Prestidigitation's still on.
Right? So kind of moving that to a side, and you see a
Yeah.
canister.
Aha.
Okay. Back to James. You are on the rope, but there are now handholds for you.
Yeah, I grabbed the handhold.
Okay.
And
So-
then I climb downward towards the canister.
Kind of downwards towards him. He did not make enough space for both of you to go down, but he was able to make space for him to go down, and then also for you to hang there, and he would still have a way to get back up.
Alright.
So, let's see here. Back to Dave, I think, at this point.
Oh dear.
What would you like to do?
Well,
Perhaps moving to the other side, so you're not just against the gunwale of the ship, might have this check be easier.
okay, let's do that.
Okay. So you kind of move around so you see the prow directly above you now.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a little bit more handholds here. There's a few more. So can I get a climb check from you? And this time it shouldn't be so difficult as long as you don't roll extremely low, as you have been. Oh dear.
Why not?
Like,
Why?
Are you just rolling sixes like every time?
I think it's broke. Should I try again?
You know what? Why not? We'll give you one more chance. But if you fail this one, it's gonna be worse.
I was gonna say if you get to the 6, I mean you get possessed.
I think it's a broke. I think the mechanic for climb, literally every climb roll has been a 6.
No, you got a 5. You got a 5 there a while back.
And now you're 6 3 times in a row.
But
I was gonna say,
Six.
is
I mean, this is like, you
But
know,
if you get possessed now, there's like the
this
demon
is the
climbing
sign of
come to
being
him.
possessed by some climbing.
demon of climbing
devil.
comes to him. No. But I think I will make the climb check just to. Yeah, see, no, it's better. It's better. You grab hold. You're out of the mud.
Oh, thank goodness.
How
My
about that?
boots, though. My boots are ruined. Look at them. Look at my boots. I just got them dry after arriving on the island.
Yeah.
So if he pokes his head in, I can just be like, squeegee.
Now the other guy is talking about his boots.
Well, if he's complaining about being dirty, I can always just squeegee him later, but we're kind of busy at the moment.
Yep. Back to Zach. You have lost track of the crabs. But you still have the crabs in your net.
Hammock net.
It's a net for right now. I gotta be honest, you guys survive this and get back to the mainland. You've leveled up.
I would say we should be able to. I don't see any reason why we can't.
We're gonna find out what happens. But back to Zach. It's up to you. Like,
I'm gonna try to kill the crabs.
you'd have to go hunt them down in the forest now.
I don't know, the ones I actually caught.
Oh, okay. Do you have a pot big enough for them, or are you just gonna like stab them individually, one at a time?
Cut their
Oh,
eyes off.
there's in the back. In the backpack, there's a mess kit. Technically, I should be able to use that to kill them
Okay.
or cook them.
Interesting.
All right, hang on, Alex. Like you're cutting in and out.
Yes, we're cutting in and out.
Make sure I'm properly placed for my mic then. So I was saying, I just imagine like twisting the hammock shut,
Mm-hmm.
getting it over his shoulder, and then just full body swinging it up and over himself against the ground a couple times.
Ooh.
Well, we know he likes to bash things with his shoulder, so this isn't any different.
That's absolutely not gonna kill crabs.
I don't like to bash things. I just merely shove someone in the right direction. A touch of fate. A touch of fate, please.
Wow. All right.
Like, it's still only fish.
All right. I suspect this kills the crabs. If it doesn't, there's like maybe one or two left that aren't killed. But it'll take you a couple rounds. So as that's going on, we're gonna go back to James and Dave for 2 turns. So Alex, it's back to you. You're not too far from the canister. How do you want to do this?
Well, I'm going to clean it with the mud over to the side.
Uh-huh.
So that way it's
Isn't
close
there a
so I can
weight
inspect it.
limit? I mean, it's about 4 pounds.
If I use it to lift things and use it to like move things, but there's not a weight limit for cleaning technically.
What's the weight limit, Alex? I'm not allowing that.
It's not a whole lot. It's not a lot.
It's like a pound.
Yeah.
It's like a pounder.
Okay,
something like
it's too heavy. But you are able to move the mud.
that. So I'll move enough of the mud that I can inspect it and see if I can read it.
It is currently on its side, and you can't read the writing from where you're currently at.
Can I adjust it using prestidigitation?
That I will allow. Okay.
That's what I'll do.
James is a little higher up. But as far as the light and everything goes, you think it says power? Might be skill. A little difficult to tell.
I think that's what it says, or he thinks that's what it says.
He would recognize the writing from the last couple canisters. Since
Yeah,
you
so
all
that's
had
what he-
seen those canisters. But, you know, it's in the dark. There's flashes of light occasionally. He's like, I think it's this one. I mean, he's not directly up on it looking at it. Someone has something going on in the background, but okay. So it's one of those two, but you're not sure which it is. If you want to give me a perception check, 20 or more will tell you.
Well, I rolled
Nope.
4.
You still aren't sure which. James, it was higher for you anyway.
Guidance?
No. Good try. James, it's still your turn, but you're hanging onto the wall. There's not really any space for you. Alex is below you.
Just where I like him.
Okay.
Hey, you know? We can have the discussion later.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Dave.
Yo.
You are climbing up to the prow of the ship. I will allow no checks because clearly the dice are possessed for your climb checks.
Okay.
I mean, you got 3 6s there. That's not good.
I mean,
That's
to
a
be fair,
sign.
he's not in danger from the crabs anymore, so he could
No.
take 10.
He could take the 10 to get up and out of there.
Or we could do the original suggestion, which was no more checks. I mean, Alex. Sometimes.
What happened to the crabs?
They kind of reach the bottom of the ship and kind of look around and aren't finding anything. Kind of bury themselves in the mud again. Back to you, though, Dave. You're at the top of the ship looking down into the depths. You see the rope stretching on, and you see light at the bottom and 2 figures kind of clinging to the side.
Yeah.
And a halo.
Hello.
So,
Are you asking me what I do?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you need a hand?
No, I have 2.
If there's some way you can help out with what we're doing right now. I think it's kind of crowded in here at the moment.
Is there something I can do to help? I mean, I did rush over here and die in the mud.
you did nearly die in the mud. Do you want to pull them up? Or pull up the rope? Nothing's on the rope right now. That would clearly help you, right?
It would help me, would it?
That was very sarcastic, Dave.
Oh, I see.
You could try
Can I
climbing
just-
down and might fall into the mud.
So all 3 of us would get trapped.
Quite possibly.
We're not trapped.
I mean, they're attached to the side of the ship using handholds. But there is that staircase you can kind of make out near them. On the opposite side.
Can I walk over to it and walk down it?
You'd have to climb down the rope.
Oh,
Taking 10 the whole way.
I just don't see this ending well. My 0 lack of climbing skills.
I think at this point what you really want to do is just kind of stick up here, and when they need assistance, pull one up using the rope.
Yeah.
That might be
I'm just
the
gonna stay
method.
Here, guys. Like, and I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay.
And I'll be here to help.
For Zach, he's still killing the crabs. Back to James and Alex. Alex!
Just before I stop, I'm doing a little like dance.
Aha.
Like cheer them on.
You're gonna make me have you make that check to see if you fall back into the mud?
No.
Okay. So back to Alex. You're not too far from the canister. Do you want to use it? Do you want to try to pull it up?
Is there anybody who... Am I aware of anybody having a deficiency in canister now?
I don't know that Dave told you about his latest. I mean, you all just had this crazy day yesterday. Currently, the only one deficiency you know of is Mace and Dave.
Isn't Alex the one with the fewest?
No, Alex has 4, you have 4. While Dave currently has 4, Alex only knows about 3.
4, Alex. Have you been stashing containers that we don't know about?
No, when we were in the basement, I kicked the knowledge one when the building was collapsing, remember?
Alright. No, I
So
don't
I'm like, I
remember.
need to use this, and we're about to get... The building's gonna fall on us, so,
Yeah.
Wait!
For Mace, I have a problem there. I did not keep track of how many points I assigned it. But one of the canisters had a problem that he doesn't know about yet, and it increases the amount of canisters he currently has. But he has had less
Yeah, well, I have
canisters
3
than you, as far as you know.
I had 3, 2 which gave me feats, and 1 which gave me a ability score increase.
So as far as I know, he's the only one
Feed it.
down one.
Yes. Well, him and Dave. They're equally down. as far as you know.
Well, I'm gonna yell up to him and see if he got any rope when he was in town getting his backpack.
No, none of you suggested rope.
I had rope. I mean,
Yeah. we're using
I
it.
have a rope in the cleric's pack. But
You said there were crates down here, right?
There are.
I
How
also
far
had
are we from the crates?
You could probably reach one if you tried.
I'm going to attempt to get on the crate and see if I can support my weight.
Okay.
Because it's a larger surface area.
It
might be able
is,
to work
and
better.
it's a little bit easier to kind of maneuver that. There's a bit of a squelching sound, and it sinks a little bit in the mud, but it seems mostly stable.
Alright.
It does kind of slide some of the mud that you had moved from James back into that area he had been sitting, though.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
He's out of the hole now, so it's cool.
Okay.
Well, that should be all I can do right now, so...
Alright, James. He has left the wall, so you could climb down a bit.
I was thinking I would try to swing over to the stairs.
Do you want to just jump from the wall, grab the rope, and swing over?
No, I want to take my time.
Okay.
Like stretch out, grab the rope, swing slowly over, and then.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take 20.
Take your time. Yeah, no problem. That'll be it for your turn. Dave. You are at the top of the ship, still just waiting. Dave? Uh-oh. Hello?
Oh my god, he died.
We're going to assume he's waiting still.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, he was waiting. Zach. You've killed the last of the crabs.
There he disappeared from this book.
Oh, he did?
okay, so
Maybe he has some
Okay, then
internet problems.
Well,
He might
yeah,
have.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I was shouting it. I'm like, can you hear me? Can
No, we couldn't.
you- Guys.
Nope. Alright, Zach, we'll come right back to you. Sorry about that.
Silent.
But I assume you just continue to wait on top of the ship?
Well, can I just have a look around? I mean,
Sure. Are
is
you
there
looking
anything
in
up
the
here?
ship, or are you looking on top of the ship and out at the mud?
Well, I'm gonna look at both. I mean, I've got two eyes.
Give me two different perception checks and tell me which one's which.
Okay, dokes.
And that will be your turn. Okay.
Is that two?
Okay, they're both the same. We'll go with it.
So yeah.
So you kind of glance down as he's kind of trying to swing over, or as James is trying to swing over to the ladder staircase. You see a crack in the middle of the ship, kind of halfway
Ooh, there's a
down,
crack in the middle of the ship.
and it's possible that this is what made it sink.
Ooh. What could have caused such a big crack?
Almost anything.
Could even really, at the end of the day, be from it just sitting here under the pressure for too long.
Could have been. The other perception check, you're kind of looking around, and you think you see something over by the rocks in the bay.
Is there those blue things in the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Some
What
kind
do
of
you see?
light,
What
you're not sure.
There's a light?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, there's a light in the middle of the rocks, in the middle of the mud bay. That's all I got.
Yep. That's all you got? Actually, you're also high enough. You see these crabs. They seem to be, in the ones in the woods, they seem to be kind of taking on some kind of reptile. It could go either way.
Crab fight. crab fight.
At this point, that's your entertainment. You're just watching the crabs. All right, back to Zach. You have killed the last of the crabs, and you have a mess kit there. You can start cooking if you can start a fire.
Oh, I can start the fire. The problem is I don't think they want me to start the fire
Who, the crabs?
because I'd probably be lighting up the piece of wood we placed into the mud. No, actually, not. I'm gonna try to chop up a few pieces from the piece of wood we have into the mud, the ones which are sticking out.
Yeah.
Can't we just find some other wood?
I mean, there's plenty of like dead wood in the woods if you'd like to risk running into the crabs.
Yeah, but I don't want to risk running into the crabs or anything else inside there.
Yeah, that's a point.
Plus, there's a lot of wood
Well,
sticking
there's
out.
all these like branches and sticks that you kind of chopped off that log in the first place so that you could easily roll it. You can always gather from that.
Yeah, I'll just get it from that.
Okay. It's enough to get the fire going. You're not sure that it is enough to cook with.
I'll just cut a little bit more from the wood we placed into the mud. A little bit from it. It ain't gonna hurt, you know.
Yeah, a little bit won't hurt. Get a
You
couple.
might be able to find some heat around here, actually.
Maybe.
How are we going to get to the middle of the mud flaps, though?
That's up for debate. But anyway, back at this point to Alex as he is busy doing the fire. So Alex, you are on a crate, and you seem rather precarious, but you're fine.
I'm gonna try and open the crate.
We're gonna need an acrobatics check for you to open the crate while standing on the crate.
Oh no, I'm not pulling it off. I'm cutting into it.
Okay. Cutting open a tiny hole in the top, you get this smell. It's worse than the muck around you.
Oh, this was food goods.
Yeah, probably. That's your suspicion.
Get precipitation to perfume it so it stops smelling it.
Oh, yes, it's much better.
There we go.
You can see the canister a little bit better now. It does say power,
Which was
ability.
the ability score.
Yep. You still have an option to do one more thing on your turn since you haven't moved. And I will allow for either 2 standard or 2 move actions at this point because it's not combat.
In that case, I'll work my way over back